Well, hello again. How about this? 2 live videos in the same day. That's a record for me, I can tell you. So if you're watching this live, give me some hearts. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. I'm going to bring this up on my iPad so that I can see any comments. So just give me a second here. So it looks like we're still waiting for a few people to come up. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to move my camera down so that you can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I've got this in so you can see it. Trying to get this adjusted so you get the best view of it. Okay, so this is a transfer that I'm going to put on this wooden crate. It's a really, really cute wooden crate. It was originally just, you know, your traditional wood, and I painted it black, the caviar. And then earlier today, I put this stencil on it. Not stencil, it's a transfer. I'm doing too many things at one time. But I put this transfer on it on one end earlier today, and I'm getting ready to put another transfer on this end of the crate. And so I just thought I would take the opportunity, because I have a lot of transfers I want to do today, so I thought I would just take the opportunity to show you how easy and how fun they are to do. So this group of transfers comes from Redesign with Prima, and the name of this transfer is Vintage Seed, and it's a really cool transfer. You can see that it has a lot of different like sizes and packages. There's actually 3 sheets of transfers in here, and it measures 25 inches by 33.9, it looks like. So you can just cut them up and use them in any way that you want. And so I have several of them cut up, and that's what we're going to do today. So let me just get this positioned on here, just kind of, I'm eyeballing it, not really measuring. And I'm going to tape it down. And I'm going to go ahead, and there is a piece of protective paper on the bottom of it that is not sticky or adhesive. And I just need to separate that out a little bit. There it goes. So I'm going to take this piece of paper off, And that's just leaving me with the transfer, and the back of the transfer has adhesive on it. And I'm going to press that down. And then there is another piece on here that I need to get separated off. Well, I think I'll start rubbing it on and then separate it off. So I have a tool here. This is the Redesign with Prima transfer tool, and I do sell these. However, Prima has been out of them for a couple of months now. But when you buy a transfer, they all come with this little wooden stick, and the little sticks work fine. That's what we used for years until they came out with these transfer tools. And I still use the stick a lot. If it's not a real big area, and I cut off all of the trim that was on here because it had a white border on it, and I didn't want the white border against my caviar black crate, so I cut it off. And I don't want to scratch it with the stick, so I'm just going around it carefully. And now I need to because I cut that border off, it's making it a little tricky to lift this off of the transfer paper. So just bear with me here for a sec. There it goes. Okay, so hopefully you can see this as you're rubbing on here, and now I'm lifting the clear film that is on the top of the transfer. And so what you're basically doing here is you're transferring paint onto paint. And you can add these transfers to all kinds of different projects. And they're beautiful on furniture. I did a really pretty transfer. I did a video, so you can go back and look at it on a dresser that I'm still working on. And last night I transferred some off onto some galvanized metal objects, and I'm gonna show you a couple of those this afternoon also, because those were really fun. And so all I'm doing here is I'm rubbing on the transfer so that it adheres to the surface and releases itself from the plastic film. And I sell these transfers. I have a lot of them on my website, and there's all kinds of different designs, something for everybody's taste. And they can transform a piece of furniture into a total work of art. And it's always really fun to see how shocked and surprised people are when they see this done. But you should go to my webpage. That's Deborah Bucher. It's www.deborahbucherdesigns.com, and take a look at all the really cool designs. And if you don't know me, I am a premier retailer for Dixie Belle chalk paints. And I also I'm a retailer also for Redesign with Prima and their products. And I will soon to be a retailer for Would You Bend. And I also carry a lot of transfer tissue papers from Roy Cycle, and that was I did a live video earlier this afternoon demonstrating how to do decoupage. So if you didn't see that, go check it out. It's a pretty good video. And so when you're rubbing along with this stick, if you're pulling along, let me see if I can get some of it to do that. and see if you're able to see it in the video. If there's any piece that hasn't been adhered down well, it will actually stick to your film that you're lifting up. And if that happens to you, it's no big deal. I'm trying to find a piece for it to do that so I can show you. But if it does happen to you, it's no big deal. You just lay the film back down and rub it till it adheres. So it's just not going to happen. So I know I haven't rubbed it over here. We're almost done with this one. Okay, so that one is on, and then once you get it on, this is just, you just throw that away. But once you get it on, you want to burnish it with your finger really well and smooth it out, press it down. I'm pressing firmly here so that it is really well adhered to your surface, whatever that surface is. Go over those edges really well. And once I've done that, and I'll go over it a few times, then I take a microcloth and I do it again. The reason why you want to get this down really well is if you put a top coat on it, you want to be sure that there's no bubbles, no way for any of that paint to get underneath your transfer and lift it up. So you just want to make sure that you've really pressed it in. And I can see that I have because there's the grain from the wood on here. And I didn't sand this because I really wanted it to have that rustic farm look to it. But that's it. So that one's all done. What do you think, people? I think it's super cute. And I know these words are backwards on here. A while back, Facebook changed their live film, and when they did that, they changed how you could reverse it so that when people are looking at words like that, they're seeing them correctly. But I haven't been able to figure out how to reverse it. So if anybody knows that little trick, let me know. Okay. So this wooden crate is finished, and it's going to be going to my shop at the Phoenix Brass Armadillo in Phoenix, and they are open 7 days a week from 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday. And I have a beautiful booth there, and like I said, I'm a premier retailer for Dixie Belle paint. That means I carry every single product that they have. And so stop on by and say hi. And if that's too far for you to go, my website is always available, and you can always place an order to either be shipped to you, or you can place an order to pick up, whichever, you know, I have front porch pickups, so whatever works the best for you. So I'm going to set this aside. I wanted to show you how cute this vase turned out. I really love this. And I went to Michael's yesterday. I was just going to Michael's to buy some ribbon. And I saw that they had these galvanized containers on sale for 60% off. And I don't know what my fascination is with galvanized metal, but I really love it. And so I bought this little pitcher, and it was already whitewashed with the paint. And I dug through all of my transfer scraps, because I never throw any of the pieces away, because you can always reuse them on something else. And I had this little piece left over, and I had this really pretty floral, which I thought was beautiful, wrapped around this. And then I stuck some flowers in it, and that's going in the shop tomorrow too. Okay, I'm probably going to have to bring the camera down so that you can get a better view of putting this on. This is another one of those transfers that came out of the package with the vintage seed. And so I was just looking for a transfer that would fit on the side of this metal galvanized container, and this fits perfect. And how cute would it be if you just painted the handles on it with this and put some flowers in it, or a potted plant, or succulents, or I don't know. You guys tell me what you think would be a good idea. So I needed, this has kind of like a, I don't know, oily, waxy film on it, and I've washed it twice, and it still feels a little iffy to me, but I've washed it really well twice, so we'll just see how that goes. I'm going to pull off the backing. I promise I'm going to pull it off. There we go. Okay, so I've pulled off the paper backing, and now what I have is the sticky adhesive. So I want to place this. I don't want to set it down until I have it placed where I want it. That's not good. That could have pulled the paint off, so I'm glad it didn't. Okay. Now this one will be a little bit tricky to do because I have all of these indentations here, and I'm going to bring the camera down so that you can see better here. Hold on. If you're watching, say hello. It's lonely in here all by myself with nobody talking to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, since it has all of these little grooves and indentations, I'm going to carefully start over here on one end, and I'm going to really press that down, and I'm just going to move from right to left on here, trying to get those worked in, because when I'm finished with this, I don't want to have any air bubbles in this. So I'm going to go all the way across. And like I said, there's an adhesive on the back of this. And so it's adhering itself to this container. I love these old-fashioned prints.